readers. So we've been talking about writing long and strong, smart answers for your writing test. Earlier, we talked about how to make your writing strong, and you came up with a list that I'm sure had all kinds of things, like planning scenes and writing a catchy lead, using specific words. You probably had things on your list that involved using proper capitalization at the beginning of sentences and for proper nouns, or using a variety of ending punctuation. All those are lots of ways to make your writing strong. And today, we're going to talk about how to make your writing long. There are two ways to lengthen our writing. One way is through adding details, and a second way is by adding more parts. This is called structure. So I set a chart up for us to collect some of our ideas on how to lengthen our writing. And on this chart, there's a table, and one side of the table is to collect how to lengthen writing for story, or what you may refer to as narrative writing, and the other side is for essay, or non-narrative writing, because we use different kinds of details for story and essay, and we structure story differently than we structure essay. And so on this chart, how writers make their writing long, we'll collect ideas for these two types of writing that you will likely see on a writing test. Today we're going to talk about story or narrative, details, and structure. And here on the chart is a little character to remind us of the kinds of details that we can add. So we know when we write story that characters are the heart of it all. And so we use character details. We can lengthen our writing by making our characters move. Think about adding action to your story. Adding characters' thoughts is another kind of character detail. What does a character think? You can add this to your story. The things that a character says are another kind of detail to add to your story. Add dialogue or talking as a way to lengthen your story. By making our characters move, think, and talk, we are able to lengthen a part of a story. We do this by adding details, specifically character details. Another way to lengthen our writing is to add more parts. This is called structure. Now, the structure of a story is scenes. Writers write stories by having a collection of scenes. For your narrative writing prompt, more than likely, you'll want 3 to 5 scenes to complete your story. So I went ahead and added that here on our chart. 3 to 5 scenes. More than likely, you've spent a lot of time thinking through stories and how there's often a problem at the beginning that's then solved at the end. I added this structure of stories on our chart, problem and solution. It's good to keep it in mind when writing a narrative anytime, and especially when writing a narrative writing prompt for a test. Your characters will have a problem at the beginning. The problem will probably get worse as you add more parts, and in the very end, the problem is solved. Today during Writing Workshop, your teacher is going to share with you the start of a story. Pay close attention to get to know the characters and to recognize what the problem is. Then, you'll complete the story on your own, writing long and strong. Don't forget to use character details and to set your story up in scenes, making sure that the problem actually gets worse before it's solved. Also, take a peek at your chart to remember all the ways you know how to make your writing strong. Happy writing, everyone!